choosing the right size dirt bike for your first dirt bike is extremely important when it comes to not only having fun, but it's also important for your safety, because a big mistake is starting out on a bike that's too big or too fast, or even the wrong type of bike that makes it really frustrating and potentially dangerous for you. So the first step in choosing what size bike you need is figuring out what type of riding you're going to be doing. So if you're just riding off-road, the trails, just around your house or farm, then starting on a smaller dirt bike is generally best because it gives you more confidence. You don't have to worry about balancing on a tall bike, and when you have less power, it's easier to control, so you can focus on learning how to properly ride it rather than trying to control the power. A lot of people want to go fast. They want to just skip ahead, start on a bike that they will have fun on for many years to come, but when you start out on, let's say, a 350 four-stroke enduro bike, it's going to have a lot of power, it's going to be really tall, and this just makes it hard to control. Even if you're a big, tall guy, the throttle is going to be hard to control because it has so much power, and if you get a little bit off balance, or if you just relax and kind of let go and you're riding off-road, maybe in the rocks, it's easy to whiskey throttle it, and the bike can fly away from under you, and this can cause you to get hurt. So if you care about safety, which I think most people do, then you want to start on something that's smaller and less power than you think you need. However, if you're planning on riding on the street, then you're going to need a dual sport bike, and these are generally a little bit bigger in engine displacement because they need a little bit more power to cruise on the highway. But you still generally don't want to go more than 250cc even for a street legal dirt bike. If this is really your first bike, or if you're just getting back into riding after 20 or 30 years of not riding. So one of the biggest factors to choosing the right size is your height. So when it comes to trail bikes, they generally come in 50cc and 110cc for little kids, and then they go up to the mid-size 125cc, 140cc. Those come with a clutch, and then there's also the 230 or 250cc air-cooled four-stroke trail bike. So the 50s are good for kids that are 4 to 7 years old. The 110s are good for roughly 6 to 11-year-olds, and the 125s or 140s are good. They're a wide range, so you could be 10 years old, or you could be an adult that if you have short legs, the 125, like the CRF 125 or the TTR 125, are great bikes for starting on if you're a female, or if you're short like me, you got short legs. So if you're in the 4'10" to 5'6" height range. But if you're over 5'4" and you feel that the 125 is a little too small for you, then the 230 or the 250 trail bike is a really good size for you. And it can even fit you if you're 6 foot, 6'2". It might feel a little bit cramped, but if you're using proper body position, then you won't feel as cramped. And even the stock bars can work for you if you're using the proper standing or sitting position. And then your weight and strength comes into play. So this is a big factor when you're considering a 125 or like the KLX 140 versus the TTR 230 or the CRF 250F trail bikes. The seat height is only a few inches different, but the weight and power are quite a bit different. It's about a 50-pound difference, if not a little bit more. So if you're fairly lightweight and on the weak side and prefer a lighter bike, then I recommend starting out on the smaller 125 or 140. But if you can handle a little bit more weight, the 230 or 250 is a really good size because it has the full-size wheels, it has a little bit more power, noticeably more power, and when riding, you don't notice the weight that much. The biggest difference is when if you fall over and you have to pick the bike up, it can be really difficult or exhausting to pick up the heavier 250cc bike. So if you want to know specifically what models are best for you, I encourage you to check out my best four-stroke dirt bikes for beginners video right here. This is Kelly Fager from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more, so that you can stay safe and have fun for many years to come.